I was born and raised in California, specifically in Southern California. And one thing that is great about California is the great weather. For the most part, almost always sunny, nice and warm, and it doesn't get too cold during the winter. And so, having my first winter in Japan, I was looking forward to it because of experiencing like a legit 4 seasons within a year. Because in California, you don't really get the full 4 seasons like you do in other places of the world because it doesn't really snow in California unless you're up in the mountains. But if you're at sea level, it never snows. And so I was really looking forward to being in Fukushima and experiencing cold weather and experiencing the snow. But I just wondered how bad the cold would be. And it's been about a month of experiencing real weather, and apparently it gets a little colder when we go deeper into the winter, I guess around January, February time. But I would say it just gets pretty cold. And I can't seem to handle it. I think just with my body, it's been so acclimated to the warm, sunny weather and also very dry weather in California that coming here, it's it's difficult dealing with the cold because it's just not what my body's used to. And maybe people who have had the really cold winters with a lot of snow, it probably doesn't bother them as much because they're so used to it. They're used to that kind of weather. But for me, it's actually pretty new to experience that type of cold weather on a everyday basis. And so, yeah, it's been quite an adjustment to say the least. It does get pretty cold because in California, I don't necessarily wear scarves or gloves when I go out during the winter. Maybe every once in a while I'll wear a beanie, but you just wear a nice thick coat sweater and you're usually good for the most part. You can get by like that. But here, I'm wearing gloves, scarf, beanie, triple layers, maybe wear a long sleeve, leggings, silk underwear, things like that. And so, and even still, it gets really cold, and you just don't want to stay outside for too long. And obviously, what makes cold weather even worse is if it gets really windy. Then it gets really cold. And so I could look at my my weather app right now. And currently it's very windy. It's about 39 right now. And the high gets like 42, the low gets like 30 for the whole day. And it's about 10 p.m. right now at night. But the weekly schedule gets high 20s or low 30s, and for the lowest temperatures, and for the high temperatures it stays around 40s. And so, that gets pretty cold for a guy that's from California for me. And if we go to California, well, at this time, the lows are around low 50s, right? And the highs are at the high 60s or the low 70s. So, for me, that gets a bit chilly for me in California, but it doesn't get super cold, like the low 30s in Fahrenheit. And we're talking about Fahrenheit, uh, when I'm talking about the measurement and temperature. So it's been quite an adjustment. It is cold. It is tough for me to handle, and maybe I need some years under my belt in this Japanese weather for me to get used to it. But for now, I'll just have to deal with it the best I can. And I just simply just layer up and stay outside as little as possible and stay indoors, and we'll be good. But I would say there have been a couple days where it has started snowing, and I would say the first day that it snowed in the winter, it was actually really beautiful, and I did like the the aesthetics of a winter snow just on a normal weekday. It was actually really beautiful to see. And where I'm at, there's a lot of nature too, so you see all the snow covered on the trees and on the rice fields. So that's actually kind of nice. But I guess it gets kind of old really fast if you're just freezing out there outside in Fukushima. But nonetheless, I really do look forward to just enjoying the weather and just try my best getting used to the temperature.